Did you know that last night, a perfectly healthy 80-year-old man went to bed and never woke up? No illness, no warnings. He laughed with his grandkids that evening, brushed his teeth like always, and by morning, he was gone. His family is heartbroken. But here's the truth no one talks about. After 70, certain nighttime habits that once felt harmless can quietly become dangerous, even deadly. At Golden Minds, we believe knowledge is power. And this video may be one of the most important you ever watch, because your body doesn't work the same way it did at 40 or 50. Sleep becomes more fragile. Your heart, your brain, even your breathing, all become more sensitive to small mistakes we don't even realize we're making. In this video, you'll discover 5 seemingly innocent bedtime habits that could be putting your health at serious risk. Some may surprise you. Others you might be doing tonight without a second thought. But once you understand the hidden dangers, and more importantly, what to do instead, you'll sleep safer, wake up stronger, and protect your precious years ahead. So stay with me until the end. The last habit is something almost every senior does, and it could silently be harming your heart. If you're ready to protect your sleep and your health, hit the like button, subscribe to Golden Minds, and turn on the bell so you never miss another video that could safeguard your future. Let's begin. Habit number 1, sleeping in the wrong position. Now let's begin with one of the most overlooked, yet potentially life-altering, bedtime habits: the position you sleep in. It might seem like a small thing. After all, if it feels comfortable, it must be fine, right? Not quite. Especially after age 70, the way you position your body during sleep can have a massive impact on your breathing, circulation, and heart health, often without you realizing it. Let me tell you about Helen. She's 75, lives alone, and always believed she was a good sleeper. But over time, she started waking up more tired than rested, groggy, headachy, even a bit breathless in the mornings. Her daughter noticed something unusual when staying over. Helen would sometimes stop breathing for a few seconds while sleeping, then suddenly gasp for air. It turned out, like many seniors, Helen had been sleeping flat on her back. This position, while seemingly restful, can actually cause the tongue and soft tissues to fall backward, partially blocking the airway. That's called obstructive sleep apnea, and it's far more common in older adults than most people think. Left unaddressed, it can raise the risk of high blood pressure, heart arrhythmias, stroke, and even sudden cardiac events during the night. Now here's the good news: changing your sleep position can make a world of difference. Experts recommend sleeping on your left side as the safest, most heart-friendly option for seniors. Why the left side? Because it helps improve blood flow, reduces pressure on the heart, and supports digestion. It also helps prevent acid reflux, which is another silent disruptor of sleep in older adults. You might wonder, what if I can't stay on my side all night? That's okay. Small adjustments can help. Try placing a body pillow behind your back to keep from rolling over, or use a wedge pillow to slightly elevate your upper body, especially if you snore or have breathing issues. A pillow between your knees can help keep your spine aligned and reduce hip or back strain. These little tweaks support your body and make side sleeping more comfortable over time. And if you're worried this sounds like a big change, don't be. Helen tried it. She wasn't sure it would help, but within just a few nights, she started waking up feeling clearer, calmer, more refreshed. No more gasping, no more foggy mornings. It's often the smallest things that protect us most. If this message speaks to you, if you've ever snored, woken up tired, or wondered why sleep isn't as restful as it used to be, go ahead and comment "side sleeper" below. Let's support each other in making this gentle change for a healthier tomorrow. Ready to improve the next part of your sleep environment? Let's move on. Habit number 2, keeping the room too warm. Now that we've adjusted how we sleep, let's talk about where we sleep, specifically the temperature of your bedroom. You might be surprised by how much it matters. A cozy, warm room might sound comforting, especially if you've always felt cold more easily with age. But if you're over 70, keeping your bedroom too warm at night could actually be making your sleep lighter, your heart work harder, and your body more vulnerable to serious health issues. Let me share the story of George. He's 78, a retired school principal who lives with his wife, Margaret, in Ohio. Every night, George would turn up the heat, pull on thick pajamas, and tuck under a heavy comforter, all in the hope of sleeping soundly. But despite the layers, he'd wake up several times a night, sweaty, restless, and dehydrated. Some mornings he even felt dizzy or short of breath. What George didn't realize was this. After 70, our body's natural ability to regulate internal temperature starts to fade. We don't cool down as efficiently during sleep. So when the room is too warm, the body can overheat without warning, triggering night sweats, dehydration, and even increased strain on the heart as it tries to cool us down. In fact, mild nighttime dehydration can cause your blood to become more viscous or thicker, which puts pressure on your circulatory system. This raises the risk of blood clots, heart attacks, or even stroke during the early morning hours when your heart rate should be at its lowest. The fix? It's simple, but powerful. Research shows that the ideal room temperature for deep restorative sleep is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. That might sound cool at first, but it actually helps your body naturally shift into sleep mode. Your core temperature gently lowers, your heart slows, and your body enters a deeper sleep state, which supports immune function, memory, and emotional balance. For George, the change was easy. He lowered the thermostat, swapped out his flannel sheets for breathable cotton, and kept a fan gently circulating air. Within a few days, both he and Margaret noticed a difference. Fewer wake-ups, no more overheating, and a much more peaceful night's rest. And here's something extra. Cooler air doesn't just help you sleep better. It also improves air quality by reducing allergens and supporting easier breathing, especially if you suffer from asthma, COPD, or sinus issues. If you've ever woken up sweaty or groggy, comment "cool sleep" below. Your story might inspire someone else to make a change that protects their health too. So now that we've adjusted the temperature, let's move on to another nighttime habit that often gets ignored, but plays a major role in how your brain and body recover while you sleep. Habit Defector 3, skipping a wind-down routine. Now that we've cooled the room and supported the body, let's shift to something just as important, but often overlooked. Not what we eat or how we sleep, but how we transition into rest. Many people go straight from watching the news or scrolling on their phone right into bed, hoping for a peaceful night's sleep. But the truth is, skipping a proper wind-down routine is like expecting your body to go from fifth gear to full stop, with no warning. After 70, this becomes even more crucial. Your nervous system needs time to gently shift from alertness to calm. Without that transition, your brain may still be buzzing even while your eyes are closed. Let me tell you about Clara. She's 72, sharp as ever, and still loves her nightly crime dramas. But over time, she started having trouble falling asleep. She'd lie in bed, mind racing, replaying scenes from the show, thinking about the day, worrying about tomorrow. She felt like she was trying to sleep, but her body wasn't ready. Why? Because she was missing a wind-down period, the bridge between the day and the night. You see, during your evening hours, your body naturally starts producing melatonin, the hormone that signals it's time to rest. But melatonin is sensitive. Bright lights, stimulation, and mental stress can all delay or suppress its release. Without it, your sleep becomes lighter, more fragmented, and your chances of waking up fully restored drop significantly. This isn't just about comfort. Chronic poor sleep can lead to memory issues, weakened immunity, higher blood pressure, and even depression in older adults. So what can you do? Build a wind-down ritual that works for you. It doesn't have to be fancy. About 30 to 60 minutes before bed, begin signaling to your body that rest is coming. You might dim the lights, listen to soft music, read something gentle or uplifting, or do light stretches. Some people find peace in prayer or journaling. Others enjoy a warm, non-caffeinated drink like chamomile tea. For Clara, a few changes made a big difference. She turned off the TV an hour earlier, swapped her phone for a book of poetry, and added a lavender diffuser by her bed. Within days, her nights became calmer, her mornings brighter. If you have a bedtime routine that helps you relax, or if you're ready to start one, type "wind down" in the comments. Your routine could be just what someone else needs to sleep better tonight. Creating space between your day and your sleep doesn't just help you fall asleep. It helps you let go, heal, and begin again with strength. Now that you've created a calm environment, let's talk about what's happening inside your body and why what you eat before bed might be setting you up for restless nights and even health risks. Habit number 4, eating heavy meals. Too late. Now that your mind is calm and ready for rest, let's look at one more habit that quietly disrupts sleep and can silently harm your heart, and that's eating too close to bedtime. It might seem innocent, a late dinner with family or a comforting snack before bed. Maybe you've been doing it for years without much thought. But as we age, our body's ability to process food, especially in the evening, slows down. What you eat, and more importantly, when you eat, can make or break your night's rest. Let me introduce you to Harold. He's 79, a kind soul who loves Italian food and has always enjoyed his dinner around 8 p.m. But lately he's been waking up in the middle of the night with a burning sensation in his chest. Sometimes he feels a strange fluttering in his heart, or even a mild headache in the early morning. Harold assumed it was just getting older. But after a visit to his doctor, he discovered his late-night eating was contributing to acid reflux, poor sleep quality, and elevated blood pressure at night, a dangerous combination. Here's why that happens. When you eat a heavy meal late in the evening, your body is forced to stay active digesting when it should be winding down. Your stomach produces more acid, your intestines keep working, and your heart rate stays elevated instead of settling into rest mode. If you lie down too soon after eating, it increases the risk of acid creeping up into your esophagus, triggering heartburn, coughing, even choking during sleep. Over time, repeated acid reflux can cause a condition called GERD, which damages your throat and airway, making breathing harder and increasing your risk of respiratory infections. But that's not all. For seniors with diabetes or prediabetes, eating late can also cause blood sugar spikes overnight, making it harder to regulate glucose and putting more stress on your cardiovascular system. So what can you do? Try finishing your final meal at least 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. Give your body enough time to digest so that by the time you lie down, your system is calm, not busy. And if you truly need a light snack before bed, choose something gentle, like a banana, a few almonds, or a small serving of plain yogurt. These can actually support better sleep and reduce nighttime awakenings. Harold made that switch. He now eats dinner at 6 p.m. and enjoys a cup of herbal tea while reading in the evening. He hasn't had nighttime heartburn in weeks. Have you ever noticed discomfort after a late dinner? If so, comment earlier dinner below. Let's help each other sleep easier and stay healthier together. Next, we'll talk about one final bedtime habit that feels completely harmless, but affects both your emotional balance and heart health more than you think. Habit number 5, going to bed emotionally unsettled. Now that we've calmed your digestion, there's one more bedtime habit that's just as important, though it's rarely talked about. It's not about food or temperature, but about your heart and mind, the emotional weight you carry into bed each night. And if you're like many older adults, you've probably done this without even realizing it. Going to bed with a heavy heart, a worried mind, or unresolved thoughts swirling around in your head. Let me tell you about Elaine. She's 74 and recently widowed. Her days are quiet and her evenings even quieter. Most nights she lays in bed replaying old memories, thinking about what ifs, or worrying about her grown children. She doesn't fall asleep so much as she eventually drifts off, exhausted by her own thoughts. It's more common than you'd think. Emotional stress before bed doesn't just affect how quickly you fall asleep. It impacts the quality of your sleep, how deeply you rest, and how your body recovers overnight. Here's why. When we go to bed feeling anxious, sad, or unsettled, our body produces more cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol keeps your brain alert, raises your heart rate, and interferes with the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for deep sleep. Over time, this can lead to insomnia, higher blood pressure, memory problems, and even weakened immunity. And while a little stress now and then is natural, going to bed emotionally tense night after night becomes a silent burden. one that wears you down, both mentally and physically. But there's a better way. Instead of carrying your worries to bed, create a simple practice to release them gently. It could be as easy as writing in a journal, saying a short prayer, or listing 3 things you're grateful for. Some people find peace in listening to soft music or a guided meditation. Others call a friend or just speak their thoughts out loud to let them go. Elaine started something called the 5-minute let go. Before turning out the lights, she sits quietly with a notebook. She writes down anything that's on her mind, fears, thoughts, memories, and ends with a single sentence. I've done my best today. The rest can wait. It changed everything. Her sleep deepened. Her mornings felt lighter, and slowly her days became calmer too. Because when we let go of emotional tension, we don't just sleep better, we heal, we restore, and we strengthen the heart in ways medicine alone can't. If this habit resonates with you, comment "peaceful mind" below. You never know who else might need permission to release what they're carrying. Now that we've explored all 5 habits, let's take a moment to reflect and see how even one small change tonight could lead to a healthier tomorrow. We've just walked through 5 bedtime habits that may seem harmless, even comforting, but can quietly work against your health after 70. From how you sleep, to the temperature of your room, to what you eat and carry emotionally before bed, each of these choices has the power to either protect or strain your heart, your brain, and your quality of rest. The good news? You're in control. These aren't complicated medical treatments. They're small, doable changes you can start making tonight. Simple shifts that can lead to deeper sleep, steadier mornings, and a safer, more peaceful night's rest. Maybe tonight you'll adjust your sleeping position. Maybe tomorrow you'll eat dinner a little earlier. Or maybe you'll just take 5 minutes to release your worries before closing your eyes. No matter where you begin, remember, every step matters. Aging doesn't have to mean surrendering your peace or energy. With a little awareness, a little courage, and a willingness to care for yourself gently, you can sleep better and live better. Now we'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits felt familiar? What will you try changing this week? Your story might inspire someone else, so please share it in the comments below. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Golden Minds, and turn on the bell so you never miss content that helps you age with strength, clarity, and confidence. Thank you for watching. You deserve rest, safety, and peace, and it starts with the choices you make tonight. Sweet dreams. We'll see you in the next video.